Welcome back to the pod, guy. Welcome back. Ollie's on hiatus still.
Welcome back.
Welcome. Yeah, that's a good way to date.
Yeah.
Ourselves. You know, I always wanted to do a thing where, like,
I only know of the reruns. So
of what?
That
of
show.
reruns. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I want to go on a date with like someone in the early 20s.
Yeah.
And then just do quotes from the 90s, because she'll just stare at me blankly. I'll just be like, "Somebody stop me," or "Do not go in there." Woo!
Oh,
She's
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
What's happening?
Hasta la vista, baby.
She's like, "Oh, you speak
Spanish?
You speak Spanish?
Yeah. Hasta la vista,
You've never
baby.
seen Terminator?
Terminate? What's that?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Terminates?
So, I mean, what happened last week, or what have we? I was in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Do you have a jabroni?
Bro, you don't start with jabronis. Jabronis is like, that's the dessert. Yeah, during my weekend, I was doing Rick Bronson's House of Comedy in Phoenix.
Nice. Home
to, you know, ha-has and such.
And you advertised, by the way.
Well, the thing is, the pod that I advertised on hasn't come out yet. So it's just like, if you have a time machine, check me out, guys.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. It's like by the time that these release in that second one, because that's the second one you put your dates up, right?
Right.
Will you have already traveled those dates?
Oh, let's see.
Maybe.
No, I think. Fuck. Will that pod come out before New York? Because I have a few dates.
I think you should just keep plugging your dates until the pods kind of match up.
They match up.
Yeah.
How about, or it'd be really cool if I just plug it'd be really baller. Like I just promote all the dates and I'm actually a crazy person and these podcasts are never coming out.
Yeah, maybe.
I wanted to do a thing where,
that happened once with us.
yes, thanks to Jabroni. Is he off the Jabroni?
Oh, no, I'm talking about something from the past.
What, the podcast?
Like something that we shot, we never released.
Which one?
Don't you remember that time?
We used to shoot, Goatface. We used to shoot sketches. Is this before pre-Goatface?
This was just you and me.
Was it Tron?
No, we released Tron.
No, there was one where we like.
Oh, we were doing the tests?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it wasn't that. It was, we were doing parkour at the Comedy Store.
What?
It was Comedy Store parkour.
Was it?
Yeah, and I lost something didn't record or something.
I forgot. Okay, what's the premise of it? I forget.
I don't remember. It was just I was doing parkour at the Comedy Store, and then we never released it.
Remember we lost a pigeon at the Comedy Store?
That was a mirror. That wasn't me, but I was there for it. Yes.
So there was a pigeon just like loose in the main room.
We had the
during
pigeon
the daytime.
Yeah.
Why did we have a pigeon?
Because
was it for star power?
No, it was for remember the idea. I had this idea that to do Amir as like young Ebby.
Oh yeah.
It was like this Persian singer that every like Persian mom knows about. And he kind of looks like Ebby when he was younger, and so like it was young Ebby doing like all American hits.
Yeah.
And we shot all those scenes, and then like the bird, like he had this bird, and then he kept letting it go, and then we were trying to make sure and catch it, but it got stuck in the rafters of the Comedy Store.
How did we get it?
Amir got it.
How?
I don't know.
Yeah, that never came out, huh?
I still don't know. No.
I wonder where that footage is.
Amir
you know what's funny is
also I don't know what happened to that pigeon.
He's doing well. I'm sure he's crushing it.
Well,
I read a Deadline article. He signed like a 3-picture deal.
I asked Amir, I was like, you got the pigeon, right? And every time I'd ask him about the pigeon, he'd always kind of like brush it off. He'd be like, yeah. I'm like, what does that mean, dude?
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't even know how the fuck we got the pigeon.
That's what I want. I feel like you are good at that stuff.
Or it was a dove, actually.
Yeah. Like if you need to find a way to get something, like you're like, I'll get it.
I know. I was pretty good at that. I still kind of am. But I think I may have gotten them from a pet shop. I mean, I think I remember being like, who do I know that can tell me where to get a dove? And I literally was just like, found like magicians from the Magic Castle. Like, where do you guys get doves?
That's a good point. Yo, yeah. That's where you got to go. Because magicians are killing birds all day.
And so, but this was not to kill. Like we were supposed to like use the dove and then return the dove back to the
wild.
No, not to the wild. You're not supposed to do that. Take it back to the person.
It'd be funny. Just the dove shop. You're like, yeah, it's not working.
No, yeah.
It's not what I thought.
Something's wrong with his leg.
He's like going with it.
He's going.
Yeah, we have a 30-day return policy.
Yeah.
Do you have the receipt? Like, yes, I do.
I just love that. I love the customer service representative be like, so what's wrong with the pigeon? And it's like holding the pigeon.
This pigeon's been used.
This pigeon, yeah, we can't sell this. Pigeon's been used.
Well,
then
your return that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up. Why would you sell something that's not working? That was always my like comeback when I bring something back that was like not working. They go, "I'm sorry, we can't resell this." I'm like, "Well, why would you want to resell something that's clearly not right to begin with?" I used to. I was so good
I feel like no one. Yeah, people don't care anymore though. I used to have all these excuses as to if they were to do a follow-up question.
Yeah, I know.
How? But Target, they don't give a fuck.
Target, they do give a fuck.
Really?
Target and Best Buy are the worst.
Oh.
Like Best Buy, if you buy something from Best Buy, and whatever, I mean, if you guys want to fucking,
if you want to sponsor the pod, then we'll take everything back.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this, but yeah, I mean, like you buy something from Best Buy, it's pretty much yours. There's no bringing anything back to Best Buy. Like, and they keep like restricting the time window. Like, I just don't know how Best Buy survives anymore. I don't know how a lot of brick and mortars don't.
My dad loves Best Buy.
Sure, but I mean, it's like...
he loves the customer service. He's like, they helped me with the laptop. They spent so much time.
They do?
He liked the customer service.
I never get customer service when I go there. Ever.
Well, I mean, it's the last kind of brick and mortar like everything else died. Future Shop died. I think it still might be in Canada.
I never heard.
Circuit City died.
Circuit City died a long time ago.
Yeah. I used to go there for my music. How crazy is it? You would have to hop on your bike and like walk past washer and dryers to get music. It wasn't beamed to your pocket.
Yeah.
It's crazy just how quick everything is now. Drake decides to put an album out. It's in everyone's pocket a second later.
I know.
And then also kids listen to the
album.
album.
U2?
Well, you don't even want it, and it's in your pocket.
This is in my pocket.
I want to do that. I want to get so big, just my comedy albums and people's, like as soon as they plug in their iPhone, I'm like, this has ever happened to you guys? Everyone's like, this fucking Fahim album. I can't get away from it.
This Fahim Apple collab.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Even but my point is that for the last bastion of this kind of business model, you would think that they would work even harder to not only for customer retention, but just like, you know, I don't know. I just feel like the experience is not that great there. And this is my personal experiences I've had. Maybe there's people out there who've had great experiences there. I just have never really had in the more recent future. Mm-hmm. And it could be a product of like, you know, people taking advantage of Best Buy. But I mean, fuck, man, it's like if I bought something and it doesn't work, I gotta come there. I gotta come correct with some fucking story and fucking, you know, like proof.
It's like a play you're getting ready for. Like,
yes.
Okay. Why don't you like it? It's not what I thought. It's defective on this side.
Yeah. I mean, what the fuck is that?
That's just the sounds of Tarzana. It's garbage day.
Nice. But yeah, I mean, I just never. And I remember telling this one guy's like, how after I tried to return something, they wouldn't take it back. Because it was after the 14-day window, and it was defective, the item.
That's a short window, too.
It's a very short window. I'm not even going to say what the item was. And I go, how do you guys expect to survive? Like, half the time I come here, you don't have what I want in stock. You know what I mean? And then on top of all that, you don't have the best prices. And then on top of all that, your return policy sucks ass. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you, like, I buy stuff on Amazon.
They're the best.
I mean, it's I know it's not the best way to go. I mean, like brick and mortar stores need to survive, but it's like they're making it really hard, man. They're making it very difficult for me to be like, all right, I want to give you my money because you guys are treating me well, but they don't. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Best Buy at this point, I'm gonna get off this Best Buy subject, but
no, this is a whole Best Buy episode.
This is a whole Best Buy episode.
Yeah, we're doing.
I just feel like their attitude is very smash and grab right now.
Right.
And I'm a little just like turned off by it.
So if not Best Buy, what? Amazon?
I mean, pretty much, man. I bought my last TV on Amazon.
I do like when I get one SD card and it comes in a giant box. That feels good. I just think about all the like animal life that's going to die and stuff. Yeah, I think about the landfill, all that space is going to take. It's pretty cool. But like when it rains, it'll get smaller.
Yeah. What, the box?
The box will get smaller.
You can recycle the box.
It'll turn into a sludge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You know what I think Amazon's going to do? I feel like they're going to get into the postage game. The mailing game.
Damn.
The delivery game.
Control it all.
Almost. I mean, their delivery model is kind of better than, you know, like UPS. I mean, granted, they have warehouses everywhere, and that's why they can kind of like bring you the stock within a day or so. But I just feel like I don't think it would be much. It wouldn't be a huge stretch if they became another privatized delivery service.
It's almost like they are. They already have their vans.
I know.
They have their drivers.
They're already there.
Yeah.
You know. like one unified brand.
Kind of.
It's kind of scary, but whatever. I don't know.
It's funny how society is just relying on Amazon to cure the ills of the world. You know what I mean? Like they're getting into prescription drugs.
Are they really?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I could be wrong. Maybe that's Mark Cuban or something. But they keep on getting into different sectors and making it better.
Sure.
So it's hard to be mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to be mad.
It's hard to be mad. That should be their slogan. Like Amazon.
It's hard to be mad. It's hard to be mad, guys. Amazon. It's, nice. It's hard to be mad.
Well,
dude.
Like you always hear those things about the employees being treated like shit and they have to pee in bottles. You know, they can't go on break for too long.
Yeah.
And there's something happening. We're in this next wave of capitalism where like entertainers are becoming brands. Like The Rock has a tequila. David Dobrik has a pizza shop on Sunset. Mr. Beast has restaurants.
Who's that?
He's like the biggest YouTuber ever. I mean,
why do I not know that?
That just made
Dude, God.
We should rewind that back.
Don't rewind it back.
That statement coupled with that cardigan. Who's Mr. Beast?
Which is, by the way, is Amazon Basic. This is an Amazon Basics cardigan.
But just you in the Professor cardigan.
I love this cardigan.
Look, I'm not denying that it's but it's an older man. Oh, sure. I love cardigans as well. Yeah. But just you in a cardigan saying, Who's Mr. Beast?
Who's Mr. Beast?
The only way it would be older, that whole clip, is if you were opening a Werther's Original.
Yeah, I'll make it even older. I'll make it older for you right now.
You can hear it rattling in your gums.
I'll make it older for you right now.
Yeah.
Say Mr. Beast?
So, Mr. Beast has these restaurants.
Well, who's Mr. Beast? Can you?
No, you sound older. No, you gotta sound older.
Who's Mr. Beast?
Older. You're still with it. I need you kind of not
Who's
here.
Mr. Beast?
That's a little more WWE.
All right. Yeah.
Like, bring it in.
Who's Mr. Beast?
You threw a little Michael Caine in there. Yeah, I like that. You took some creative liberties.
Can you help me get in my phone, please?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. You'd be like, can I use your face?
Can I use your face?
Oh, whose face for the ID?
I don't know, Mr. Beast.
Who's
Mr. Beast?
That's an Adam Sandler take on it.
Yeah, it is very. Yeah.
I'm like the most forgiving casting director.
Yeah.
Like I'm giving you.
That's the layout.
I'm giving you 12 chances. Like, okay, yeah.
Let me think of one. Who's Mr. Beast?
That's pretty good. That's kind of a Grandpa Simpson take.
A little bit. Oh, Homer. Who's Mr. Beast? Who's Mr. Beast?
Oh, okay. Oh. This is reminding me. Okay, so I did Phoenix, right? I did that Rick Bronson House of Comedy, which coincided with a jazz fest. So, I mean, it was hard.
Yeah.
People had to choose jazz or me. And a lot of people chose jazz.
I doubt that.
The Fahim Anwar, what would my fans be called? Fahimanites or like Fahim heads? I need like a cool, like my throngs of fans. What are they called?
Hold on.
Fahimis?
Fahimis or Anwarites or Anwarians?
Anwarians? Yeah. Fahananites?
No,
that makes no sense.
It's like a religious group.
I'll put it out to the public. If you're a Fahim fan, just write in fahimanwardancehour@gmail.com. Let us know
what do you think?
A good... And then Aristotle fans, what that would be called.
What would a Fahim army sound like? Or maybe Fahim army.
Fahim army.
The Fahim army.
That's not bad.
That really does. Every time I hear someone say someone is so army, it turns my stomach, dude.
Oh, no shit.
Anything's like...
so-and-so army.
Yeah.
Because it's so not an army.
Well, you know what? What needs an army is fresh fruit and vegetables. Because nobody cares about them anymore.
I thought Mr. Beast couldn't be top.
I know.
We should just do a compilation. Like after we do this podcast for a while, it should be just, like an Aristotle old man compilation, and it's 10 minutes long,
man.
And it's just different catchphrases. The first one is who's Mr. Beast. The second one is who needs a fan army? Fresh fruits and vegetables.
I know I am such an old man at heart, but I mean, honestly, like I've been off like, junk food for a minute. And when I do have like a banana now or an apple, it's like candy. It's so good. Yeah. A good apple or a good fig.
This sounds like you're trying to convince a 2-year-old.
I know.
Just like,
I know.
Yeah,
Where's my broccoli army?
Shock tarts are nice. But have you been to an apple?
Yeah.
That's God's candy.
Have you had a grape?
Have you had a grape?
Same shape.
So there was the jazz thing going on, and then I think one of the shows, it was sold out, but there was like a lot of older people, and I'm like,
yeah,
that's interesting.
Your demo.
My demo, yeah. I go like, where are all these older? Hey, look, tickets are tickets, baby. I'll perform for anybody. Money's money.
Are they people?
I don't care what your age is. Give it to me. But this lady was coming out of the show. The show was letting out. And she had a walker. She was maybe like 80.
Are you serious? Oh, wow.
There was a couple walkers.
Oh, really? A couple walkers?
Yo, you think I only draw one walker?
Yeah.
Walker army. That's what I'm about.
Yeah.
So she was like kind of like wheeling out.
Tennis balls on the thing?
I didn't look down.
Oh.
I didn't want to, I wish I did.
That I feel like is like,
That's such a... Yo, who was the first old person who fucking cut those and put them on?
A genius.
They should do a biopic about that guy.
I know.
Like he changed the walker game.
That's funny.
Because before him, all the hardwood floors had scuff marks. And he's like, it's like Beautiful Mind.
Sure.
He sees people playing tennis.
Yeah.
And he starts doing sketches. If I do that, I'll move the two. Blah, 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 blah. And he has a knife. And he goes, I'm going to fucking change the game. And they go, but how do you monetize it? He's like, it's open source. Anyone can get the tennis balls.
Before it was open source.
He tried with racquetballs at first. He's like, it's too hard. It's not a soft enough material.
Ping bongs.
And then he's like, no, it's too small. On the chalkboard, all the failures.
I like tennis balls.
And then he put apples on it.
Yeah.
Like, no, decomposes.
Yeah.
I need something that stays. And then it was the tennis ball. And then he started fucking all these chicks, because it was such a huge invention.
And it changes him.
It changes.
You're not the same, Samuel.
Fuck you! I'm better than I ever was. You're just jealous.
You cared about things like bocce ball. You don't do that anymore.
Now it's all about the walkers and fucking. You've changed. And he goes, I'm out of here. And he's, but you're using the tennis balls, aren't you? And he's like, a good idea is a good idea.
I'm out.
But you're an asshole. Tennis ball.
Changed.
What's the movie called when it... And it's by South by Southwest or the Cannes Film Festival.
It's called...
and it gets a 10-minute sitting ovation because it's all old people in the crowd and they don't want to...
It's just like someone's specific name. Harrison Roderick's story. It's like, who the fuck is that? That's the guy who did the tennis balls?
It's this. It's called Walk, Don't Run.
Yeah. Walk, Don't Run, the Harrison Roderick story.
Print it. Print it. If there's any screenwriters,
Hilarious.
make that movie. So she's coming out and then I'm waiting.
Yeah.
And then her wind-up was so slow. She goes, I have to tell you something. And in my mind, I'm like, oh no. Like, she didn't like the show or she's going to shit on me.
Yeah.
She's going to give me some comedy advice or something.
Don't you love that? It's the best.
Most audiences are very normal people, but it's almost like a law of averages, just statistically. There's always some person who's weird and doesn't know any better and has no tact, and they want to give you comedy advice, even though you had a great show.
Yeah.
This is a tangent, but like 2 years ago, I was doing La Jolla. Ripped. Great show. Fucking amazing. Like, I loved it. This, like, younger white girl, she's like, I have some notes. She goes, I have some advice for you. And I go, that's okay. And it blew her mind. Like, she was offended that I didn't want her comedy advice.
Oh, you mean you said you Seinfelded her?
I Seinfelded her.
Yeah.
She was, I Keshed her.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah, I go,
No, I'm okay.
Thank you.
No, but I have some advice.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, but
stay over there.
It'll help the set.
Oh, fuck you.
No, I'm okay. All right, no, thanks.
Yeah, she goes, I have some notes. I go, oh, that's okay. And it just blew her mind. And she wanted, I go, no, I'm good. And then she was like, kind of like, as people were flowing out. Yeah, kind of. It's crazy.
But you know what it is, though? I think there's a part of it that's kind of like, that probably was her way of flirting with you and you didn't know it. Honestly.
Well, if that is the worst way to flirt with a comedian.
Who the fuck knows how to flirt with anybody? I mean, flirting is
to be the antithesis of like your craft. It's like to shit on the thing you love is your way of flirting.
But for some people, and I could see this person being that person, it could be her flirting and in a way. Because like for some people, their language of, which I never understood this, and we have a mutual person who does this a lot. I'm not going to mention their name, but their version of flirting is what do they call it? Where it's like a negging, where it's like a jab, and that could be like that might have been what I have a note for you. No thanks. Oh, she probably wanted to talk to you.
Maybe I was negging her back.
My issue is like people want to give me like some whatever like nuggets of whatever. I'm fine with it. It's always when they tell me that when they feel like they're like you shouldn't talk about that or something like that.
That's
which
annoying.
I kind of get sometimes because there have been times that I've probably talked about things that I was out of pocket on or whatever you want to call it.
No, you can talk about anything. I'm sorry. Like, sit that one out. Or maybe that's not for you. Maybe the joke doesn't do well, but that's on the comedian. Like, there's no...
I'm going to let him just get fucking sizzled on... You can get canceled. No, thank you.
Look, I mean...
No, thank you, guys.
I want to be able to joke about anything. Like, I'm not going
to... Sure.
I'm not saying, like, I'm purposely talking about these hot button issues because I want to, like, push the envelope. But if I have a novel thought about any topic, I want to have the freedom to try it.
No,
and if
I do agree with you.
If the crowd laughs, then that's just proof that you've massaged it enough. You've done the work to be on the right side of it for that moment in time.
Right.
Now, maybe 5 years from now or 10 years from now, revisiting that joke, it wouldn't hold up to 10 years. But if people
100%,
laugh at the show that you are at presently, you've done the work.
Right. Totally agree. We're on the same page.
Sure.
So, but yeah, that's the only thing that I don't love, because I feel like I'm pretty good about not, I don't know. It's just it's not the most fun thing. Edit this, whatever.
No. People got to know. It's like inside baseball stuff. People just think people come out for the most part and say, "Hey, great show. I loved it, blah blah blah." It is 90% that.
Yeah.
But then you do get that weirdos like, "I have some notes."
Yeah,
or,
I mean,
you shouldn't talk about this, or I didn't like when you talk about cats. They're very intelligent creatures, actually.
I'm trying to remember. Like, I had one bit a while ago about it literally was about MS. And I guess I failed to mention that I had connection to it.
Yeah.
And somebody brought it up after a show, and it was like, and I could tell that I could tell that he was deflated by my response because he wanted me to be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." But he's like, he was like, "I have MS," and I was like, "Oh, my mom has MS." He was like, "Well, you still shouldn't be talking about it." I was like, I get it. I understand where you're coming from, but it's just like, that's my life.
Yeah.
When anything that comes like from my life, I don't feel like it's fair to tell me not, because it's my life.
Right.
But anyways, I don't know.
But I'm very much of the school of thought of, you don't like a joke, sit that one out emotionally, hop back in. I think people think that comedians believe everything they say. You know what I mean?
But I mean, just to be a little devil's advocate here.
Okay.
There are some times that you just kind of have to be a little aware of whether or not you are, and I know some comics are going to hear this and cringe, but whether or not you're punching up or punching down, or punching at yourself or punching in front of you. I think there's a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Because I
just punch for funny.
You just punch for fun.
Sure. Punch for fun.
But I mean, like, dude, don't you remember like back when, like, I remember. Again, what do you call it? This is a sensitive subject, but remember when the guy got beheaded?
By
ISIS. You know what I mean? And then like the amount of the number of jokes that I had heard after that. You know what I mean? Where it was kind of like, I don't know. It just felt like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I remember one guy was like even calling Al Jazeera, like he thought Al Jazeera was a fucking was a terrorist group. I'm like, it's a news organization. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, it's just certain things that I don't know. It's like,
I mean, those are just bad. I mean,
sure.
Look, they're entitled to say them.
Yeah,
That's more of a conversation of taste rather than.
I try to be aware of it, even though I'm not perfect.
Right.
I do try to be aware of it, and I do try to like just write what I think is funny, but and I think you're kind of in a safe place anyways. Like, you don't really, your natural instinct isn't to like punch down anyways.
Yeah. My intention is, I never want to hurt anybody, you know? And it sucks that sometimes if I think of a joke because I just think about structure and like joke, I'm just so absurdity.
Yeah, that's
so sometimes you do get shrapnel. There's a byproduct, like someone is hurt from it.
Yeah.
And that sucks. But
we've all made mistakes,
But it's not even a mistake. Like, the joke is still good. But I'm sorry that it makes you feel that way.
I guess.
But okay, we got on a tangent here. So it was the old lady coming out, and she was like, "I have to tell you something."
You did some old lady jokes?
No, not even. So I thought she was gonna be like, "You shouldn't talk about," or "You're terrible." But she goes, "You were delightful." She Willy Wonka'd me.
Yeah.
Right? Where you think that and then she's doing backflips and stuff. "You were delightful." I go, "Oh my God, that's so nice. Thank you." She goes, "Yes, so many comedians are are so vulgar and your scenarios are so funny. I go, oh, thanks.
You're like, oh, thanks. I can see you crumpling up the set list that you didn't do. It's also pussycock.
Like, oh,
like,
I didn't do that set. She's like, yeah, I was at a table with older people and we all loved you. Like, oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for telling me. She's like, yes. And then, I don't know. It was neat. It was just sort of, I wasn't expecting it. And then this doesn't happen very often, but it was a nice little reminder kind of like, oh, that's cool that your jokes can kind of spread that age range or something.
Yeah. I thought you were going to be like, it made me realize that, like old people have enough money to go out and to show shows.
And give it to me. So now I'm scamming old people.
Yeah.
I call them and I sell them like life insurance that doesn't exist.
Hello, you have an appointment tonight at the Improv. I do. 8 p.m.
Wire the money for the tickets
now
at this account.
And show up.
Let me call my grandson. That's okay.
Okay.
I can help you.
Yeah. Let me connect you to your grandson.
Hello, it's your grandson. I don't know what he's going to.
Hello, this is grandson.
Michael? Yes. It is me.
It is
Michael. About those credit cards. What's the number?
That'd be funny. Robocalling to promote your comedy show.
I used to have this joke where it's like
that's funny.
I would say,
I'm gonna try that.
I would go, I think, the toughest thing about like if you got AIDS or something was that you have to tell all the people that you had it or something, or HIV, all your previous sexual. I go, that's an awkward phone call. Like I wouldn't want to do that. I go, I would just like robo dial them. Just be like, hello? I'd be like, hello. You have recently had sex with Fahim Anwar.
You have had sex with Fahim Anwar.
I am here to tell you, you have AIDS. And they're like, what? And you go, that is all. Boo. Like, hello? And just robocall it.
Sure.
Yeah. I did it once.
5 years ago.
What?
Doesn't play today.
Because now it's fine. Now HIV is like a tension headache or something. I mean, one pill.
The amount of treatments that are out there to treat it. Yeah, it's not as taboo.
You see commercials for it. It's crazy. There's like working professionals and they're like, I have HIV.
It's very manageable. I mean, I've read a lot about it.
They're on a BMX and they're eating yogurt.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean the medications come so far, but there's also like, not to like again go on a different non-comedy tangent, but I mean, I think they're pretty close to coming up with a vaccine
for HIV.
For HIV, yeah, I think so. Anyways,
okay. So what did you do when I was gone in Phoenix? What was this last week for you?
Not much. I had a sneaker. I had another sneaker drop.
Nice. Is it what you got on your feet? Show the people. Put it out there.
Well, I have them on my feet, but I have a.
You have a show and tell version.
I have a show and tell version.
So this is kind of like a mannequin version.
No, this is a real pair. But
no, but I'm saying like you wearing them is the mannequin. What does it look like on a human body?
Right.
And then this is the dismembered version, disembodied. I'm learning words.
It's just another pair.
It's another pair in a box.
It's another pair in a box.
So what are these called? This is like a terrible morning news segment.
Yeah.
Like, so we've got a hype beast with us today, Aristotle Athari, with his latest drop. So tell me about these shoes. The kids go wild for them, right? And did you have to wait in line for these shoes? Because when I need shoes, I go to Big Five and I go to the wall and I tell them my size, I pick them up and I leave. But I'm being told that people get into camping equipment and they stay there 1 night, 2 nights, sometimes 3 for these sneakers.
Thank you for asking, Byron Allen. Let me show you what they are.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's them right there. Oh, you have gloves. Okay. Would you like me to wear the gloves?
You know the drill, yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, and these are latex, right?
They are latex.
I have a terrible latex allergy. I still have to wear them?
If you want to touch the sneakers.
Okay. Good thing I get health insurance over at CW3.
CW3.
CW3. I'm just I'm handling shoes. I'm not dextering anybody. I love that show.
I like that chuckle.
Thank you. Okay.
So for those of you who probably don't know, or maybe I should say this because some people might think I wear the same things over and over again. You know this. I have duplicates of almost all my clothes.
I don't know if I did know that.
You do know that.
I know shoes.
Yeah, my clothes too. Don't you remember like my Specialized jacket that I had like four of those jackets and like
Why is that?
Because I like wearing something over and over again, and I'm always worried that like if I wear it out or it's damaged, then I can, will I be able to get another whatever it is?
Right.
And on top of all that, I hate thinking about. The only thing I like to put thought into like what I'm wearing, it may be my shoes, but outside of that, everything else I just have duplicate stuff like this. I have 2 of these. I have 2 of these. It hasn't come in the mail yet. I have like 3 of these.
That'd be funny. You buy 2 just for your stunt double for everyday life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. I want to have a stunt double just for everyday things. Like it's not even being filmed. I just want people to think that I ran through a plate of glass.
Yeah.
This is the guy I hire off Craigslist. I hire actual stunt doubles, and they go, "What is it production for?" No, just my life.
What does the audition process look like?
Just him going through glass.
And then you go, "Thanks for coming."
Yeah. You're not a right fit, and he's just bleeding. It's like I could do it a different way.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the way you did it.
Yeah, or just be like, you did great. Thank you for coming in. He's like bloody. He's like, okay.
Coming out of the room,
out in the lobby.
There's other stuntmen, and he just comes out and he goes, "Oh, they're rough in there." Good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck, guys. All right, dude.
That is pretty funny.
That's a good stuntman auditions.
The stuntmen just get the job.
Sure, yeah.
But like, if they had to audition for every like getting hit with a wrecking ball,
yeah, that should be a sketch we do.
Yeah,
stuntman
auditions, and just
that's funny.
Thank you. They go, just scene 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a guy with a mallet just hits him in the chest.
That's great. Can we try it again? And then just fully take the mallet into the chest, right into the sternum.
He goes like this,
like this. Yeah. And then
like
great.
that.
Oh wait, I wasn't rolling on the camera. Can we do it one more time? Great. Okay, go.
His arm's already broken.
Yeah,
he's like, I wasn't rolling on the camera. Could you just?
Okay.
Like, hold on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then signing in.
Is he awake? Okay, we'll just let him know.
Or they put it in a body bag. And they take him out.
Yeah. I just need to see more stuntmen.
Yeah. When the body bag leaves into the waiting room where all the other stuntmen are, they're like, "Hey, he's out of the competition." Like, they're not even scared. They're just like, "Hey, more for us."
More for us, yeah. That's hilarious, dude.
So these are what? What is it called?
These are the Air Max ones. I tried to explain these to you over the phone.
Yeah.
Technically, these haven't seen the light of day, or these haven't been released to the public since 1986.
It's a long time, guys.
It's a long time. The story behind these is that so when Nike originally manufactured this shoe, the original design that Tinker Hatfield,
like we all have to do that.
Yeah. Tinker Hatfield. He's alive. I'm praying. What's up? But he originally designed it with this really large air unit, right? What happened was they released like 400,000 pairs, and they were kind of defective. They didn't do very well in cold weather. This bubble would crack, and so in mid production they redesigned the shoe and they shrunk the air bubble, changed the midsole just a little bit, and that became what is widely known or understood to be the Air Max 1. So I had seen a couple pairs of these in the past, like if you had
off of the original run,
and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool, but they were all like kind of falling apart and decrepit. But this is it.
May I?
You may. All right, if you're gonna be a dickhead about it, just give it to me.
I can't believe I'm holding it. May I?
Stop.
No, you haven't worn these, have you?
No, these are not.
What if I'm like, I don't want to smell it then?
Yeah. I want to smell.
Have you worn these? You have.
You wore it, yeah. Fuck yeah. I love the smell of the glue.
It smells very 86. So that, my friends, that's a bigger bubble. What we're talking about right here.
I'm gonna turn you into a giant, into a sneakerhead,
into a drip fiend.
It's not a drip fiend. It's sneakerhead.
Sneakerhead.
I don't know if I would call this drip.
It's kind of drip.
Is it?
I think it's the last part of drip before you hit the floor. You know what I mean? Because you could drip head to toe. And toe is your last chance to drip.
Sure.
Before the fluid goes off your body.
What is drip again? Drip
is fashion. It's clothes.
Yeah.
It's streetwear. It's a lifestyle.
Drip.
Where
do you think that came from?
Kids.
What is the etymology of drip?
Yeah, I don't know.
Some of it I get.
Drip.
I get the word.
Maybe because
just dripping in niceness.
Yeah, you're dripping in clothes. Like draped. like drip is kind of a cousin of draped, a little bit. Draped in clothing, dripped in clothing. That's just a hypothesis, guys. I don't know.
You know, drape is half black, right?
Drape? Yeah. Drape. Is he like a Drake cover band? Just a crazy Drape? He just talks about streetwear. I'm covered in all the finest clothes because I'm Drape.
Drape.
That's nice. Suede. How do you feel about the rain, though, man? This is dangerous.
Well,
Can you just throw some Scotch Guard on there?
These have Scotch Guard on them, yeah.
Nice. Yo, that's next level drip where, like, you're wearing all... Yo, here, give me this. That I just invented new drip. Like, we get some earpieces so that, like, these are, like...
What do you get?
These are, like, sunglasses. You're like, yo, what's up? My drip, like, I use these as sunglasses. That's how...
I mean, how do you want... why would you want a smaller air unit after... This is so cool.
Look, it was a safety. It was a safety recall.
Issue, yeah.
People's feet were exploding.
Yeah.
Like, little kids were being launched into the stratosphere because the bubble...
look at me!
Yeah. I love Air Max...
Johnny!
And he lives in China now because it blasted him
all the way
over there. And he hit a balloon on the way down. Fucking topical. No one cares about the balloons anymore, huh? That had a moment.
Nobody cares about the UAPs anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. Like,
just nothing lasts. They go, hey, there's UFOs.
Yeah.
There's these balloons. We shot them down. We can't recover the thing. Epstein killed himself. Everyone's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What about this Air Max?
It's all it takes. It's like, yeah.
I need to go in line for these Air Maxes.
Yeah, but the moment that a UFO said the N-word, then it's
it's over.
Then it's over.
It's got to be racial, or we don't care.
Or we don't care anymore.
Right?
Yeah. But I mean, like the UAP thing, it's like,
what is UAP?
UAP is like the new definition of what a UFO is. It's like the government
unidentified aerial
projectile or project something. But I mean, I think it's kind of the government's way of creating their own drip, I guess, or maybe being like, we're not going to call it UFOs. We're going to call it our own thing.
Like that's passé.
I
think there's so much. It's so loaded. UFOs has a history.
That's true. A history of just
and all this
like
baggage, and
yeah.
they don't want all that wacky, like big-eyed flying saucers, Roswell.
Yeah.
So they just want like a fresh start. It's a rebrand.
I mean, the crazy thing is that 2020 did this huge story, right? This massive story. It was 2020, right?
The TV show or the year?
Or it was sorry, it was 60 Minutes. Sorry.
I'm Hugh Downs.
And
I'm Barbara Walters.
Bless up Barbara Walters.
Yeah. B-dubs in that Vaseline lens.
I loved her. She
came with her own lenses. Like any production she did, she goes, these are...
Don't you remember your parents or didn't your mom like just every year that Barbara Walters special, that was like the thing that my mom was all over that shit. She loved Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor. It's going to be on Elizabeth Taylor. I have to say Elizabeth Taylor.
Is it because she was the height of glamour?
My mom, I think so.
This is like David Letterman. Like, that's her show.
I don't know. She just liked Elizabeth Taylor. She had very specific movie stars that she loved, like Elizabeth Taylor. She loved Alexis on Dynasty.
Oh yeah, I don't know that. But yeah, I know Dynasty.
I'm trying to remember the Joan Collins, I think it was her name.
She loved Vin Diesel too. Remember?
She did. I love that Vin Diesel. I love him.
He's all about family. And
I love family.
I love family.
Yeah, I love family too.
That's really funny. Yeah. Just like a Persian mom to really gravitate towards Vin Diesel because of his love of family. Yeah. Like he gets it.
I do want to talk about Persian family stuff here in a second, but yeah, there was that big 60 Minutes piece that I thought like, well, this is gonna blow this is gonna blow it wide open, where they like, talk to like these former government officials, like these pilots that had seen firsthand these things in the air, flown next to them, things like that, where it was just kind of like, I don't know, indisputable in a way, but not so. I mean, I'm sure you can dispute anything you want, but I don't know. It just felt like it was pretty like substantial, and yet it just kind of like faded away in the news cycle. I thought that was kind of interesting, but I guess to a certain degree, it's like, you know, you are going to be more concerned about what is in front of you and not things that you heard or in front of someone else, you know, like at the time, I think this is around COVID time. So I think,
but then everything moves so fast now too. It's crazy.
Sure.
The shelf life of being in the consciousness of America is 2 days.
To a degree.
If you're lucky.
To a degree, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Remember when like Star Wars or something came out, it like moved culture for 2 years or something.
Star Wars?
I don't know, even longer. But now, you know, these giant movies come out. It's almost more important to be a TV show because you have a longer shelf life. Movies feel so...
It's hard to dissect
You love movies, so like you have a soft spot. But I just feel like I have a bird's eye. I don't have as much of a soft spot for movies as you do. I just feel like people talk about TV shows way longer, like The Last of Us or Wednesday Addams, because it is serialized. It lives over Succession.
Over
it
a
lives
long period
for longer.
of time. No, I get it.
It's
but
so hard for a movie to come and fucking stay in the conversation for that long.
But I would argue it's typically good TV shows and shows that kind of come from, you know, the origins kind of, there seems to be a common denominator with where they come from. I mean, typically HBO shows are usually all pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, but at any rate, I don't know. So yeah. I don't know if this has been happening to you, and I'm only asking because I don't know. Do you tell me some of the Afghan dishes you used to eat growing up? Palau, right?
Palau is a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like rice, chicken. You have palau, right? Or no?
No.
Interesting.
What is in palau?
Chicken.
By the way, when I did do like that, remember I did that DNA test a while ago, or and it showed that I have like a percentage of me is from Afghanistan. Remember?
Bro. Fuck yeah,
dude.
You have half a medallion?
Yeah.
What?
We did this all the time. Half a medallion. Our medallions go.
Yeah.
Palau. What else? Yeah.
Sabzi.
Is that just greens?
It's spinach and like it's this like, is it a korma? I don't know. It's like spinach, beef, and you put that on like white rice.
Yeah, it's a korma.
Okay.
It's like a korma.
What is korma?
Isn't that in Afghan?
It is, yeah.
Korma is like a stew. They don't say korma in Farsi. I mean, like for the most part, like, so here's the main thing. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I have found that lately in my life, and I don't know, I'm sure it's connected to nostalgia. I'm sure there's some kind of psychological thing behind it. But I was never a huge fan of Persian food growing up.
Same here.
Didn't like it. Didn't care for it. Borderline ran away from it.
Yeah.
You know, like now as an adult, it's kind of all I fucking think about. Like I like almost everything that I eat is somehow connected to my culture and childhood, and I don't know where it's coming from. You know what I mean? Like I know it was never like, oh, korma sabzi, oh man, like, let me get some fesinjun for sure. Like I never was like that, and now I'm just like, I think to myself, like I've been eating pretty clean lately, and I'm just like, when I want to reward, like the moment I'm like, okay, I'm gonna reward myself, I want to do it with Persian food, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, where's it coming from?
Where's it coming from? I have no fucking idea. It's weird, dude.
Yeah.
Does that happen to you? Are you like that? I don't think so.
I didn't know. Like, I'm not here in LA, and I'm like, I want palau.
Also, you know, not to harp on, you know, like I don't really know where there's any Afghan restaurants.
No, for real. It's way more Persian food dominated than Afghan. There's not a ton of Afghan restaurants.
Big time.
But actually, when I was home last time, we went to Kabul restaurant in the University District. It's been around for ages. Yeah. It's great. It's so good. There was like bolani we had.
What is that?
Bolani. It's sort of like a potato quesadilla. It's awesome. There's sauces.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm angering so many Afghans. I sound like a San Diego bro trying to describe Afghan. I'm like,
sure,
dude, it's like a potato quesadilla, and like they have all these dipping sauces. Like to call, because I know there's names for it, but I'm calling them fucking like dipping sauces. Which I'm
blasphemous. I'm sure I'm saying like korma sabzi. Maybe I'm not saying that correctly. I am.
There's also like turshi.
I'm Farsi Afghan.
Yeah, he knows way more than I do.
Yeah.
Come on, your Farsi's great.
I can speak Dari too.
Yeah,
of course.
What's the difference? Because we talk about it sometimes. I would always say Iranian Farsi is kind of like sing-songy.
It is.
Or like chatori.
Yeah.
Like
chatori khubi.
Like there's all these inflections in it. It's musical.
Yeah, but Dari's like chatori khubit. Shumat ismit chit. It's like, Jesus, my name, you know. It's
like it's very Japanese or something?
Yeah, almost. It's very like...
Salam, chator astain.
Chatorit, hobit.
Isn't it like, yeah. Isn't it like chator asti is like if you're friendly, and then chator astain is for like a respect thing? Like if they're older than you?
I don't know, but I'll tell you the story my mom told me once, a long time ago. She had this customer. She had an alteration shop years ago.
Kawasaki, late bloomer of a sponsor. You know, we haven't had them for a while. They came by. Thank you, Kawasaki.
Yeah, so my mom had this alteration shop. And so she had this client that came. This was like years ago when I was little. And he was Afghan. And they were kind of talking like back and forth. And so in Dari, to say gap bizanam.
It's like talk or
talk.
I'm giving talk, yeah.
Talk. But gap in Farsi means to fuck.
Really?
Yes, like modern rap.
Yo, that's a Three's Company episode right there.
It's rap.
Rap?
Yeah, rap. Rap is like you know, modern rap, like motherfucker or whatever. Or like but like gap means to talk. And my mom said is like, and then he come to me and goes, rap بزنم. And my mom goes, no, not at all. And I was like, خانم بذار من باش من rap بزنم. Like let me and like it translated to Farsi is like, lady, let's have sex, let's fuck. And I remember my mom was like, I was this kilos to take Caesar this long and say بیا gap بزنم, come here, بیا gap بزنم. And then like this, when my mom would talk about assault, she was so graphic.
Yeah.
Like my mom one time
its blood would be everywhere.
Yeah. Or my mom would talk about like when she would fantasize about like, you know, like when my mom would talk about trying to get back at my dad for not being the best husband and blah blah blah. She would be like, I would take him, I would bring him, say, come to house for dinner, eat, have a good dinner, and then I say, let me give you a ride to where you're going, because they were divorced. I give you a ride to where you're going. And then I would go to car, I would first get inside car, turn on, and I would roll window down and say, come to the door on the other side. And I prepare. If he walk in front of car or behind car, I prepare. I go, take the car, drive over him, and then I would go back and drive over again, drive back, drive over. And I'm like, Mom, this is very, very graphic.
Yeah.
I was hurt.
Like that, just about.
Yeah.
I was hurt.
I was hurt. That's my mom. Like at the very end, she goes, I was hurt.
I was hurt.
My heart was broken. He broke my heart.
That'd be good. Just a good defense, like in the court of law.
Yeah.
They go, the defense, do you have any word? I was hurt.
What do you have to say
defense
about
the defense res? And she's like,
I was hurt.
We've got this. Like she nailed it.
Yeah, the,
like,
lawyer, the lawyer goes,
like,
we got this. Yeah?
Like she will be representing herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny. She has all these papers and like a yellow legal pad, and just a big wind up for 5 minutes, and then takes her glasses off and just goes, I was hurt.
I know. I could see like the prosecutor being like, she took her car, drove it over the victim, then drove again, and then back and forth until he was gone. Death. This woman killed this man. I rest my case. Can I cross-examine? Ladies and gentlemen, I was hurt. I rest my case.
The jury will now deliberate.
Yeah.
And they go, the verdict has come back in. She was hurt. She's like, yes. Let's go get some.
My God,
cool
I should write that down, dude. I mean, but that's how that was like my mom to a T, man.
And then she starts representing other people. Like she's able to, she's just able to boil down the greatest offenses into a very human.
My client was hurt.
But wearing a power suit and like she's the best in the biz. There's billboards that says, "Were you hurt?" What's the number? Like 1-800.
I am Aziza Atari. I will represent you. I will get you the best settlement you ever need.
Were you hurt?
Were you hurt?
All this, 1-800. Were hurt?
I was hurt.
I was.
Yeah. Aziza Atari helped me. She represented me and got me $10 million.
Yeah.
I was hurt. Oh man. Jesus.
I think it's a good legal strategy.
Have you ever gotten into you haven't gotten into many car accidents, have you?
No.
Yeah,
Luckily.
I got
one time some guy backed into me in a garage, but then he was like a rich dude, and then he just paid me outside of insurance.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When was this?
Maybe like 8 years ago.
Oh, this is Mazda.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so we knew each other.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you take your car to the store, man.
What? I mean,
I bring it there.
Well, I mean, it's been fine. I've been doing.
Yeah,
it's
you're
just because they pack it so tight.
Yeah,
and it's
dude.
door guys, it's comedians who are driving the cars around.
Yeah, I just don't understand why any comics bring their nice cars to the store.
I think they know. Well, they're probably extra careful the nicer the car is. You know what I mean?
But I have to give it to the store guys. I mean, they park those cars kind of.
It's like Tetris.
Tetris.
It's crazy.
They're kind of skillful about it.
Yeah.
You get good at it, I guess, at a certain point. And I'm
Yeah.
sure a lot of these cars now, they have backup cameras, and so it makes it a lot easier than before.
It'll beep before they crash into someone.
Sure.
Like boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
I have a backup camera, you know. Well, every car does after a certain year.
Pretty
I think
much.
after 2005. But I told you that sketch idea I had where.
It's Friends?
There's two of them. One of
Yeah.
them was that like NBC Universal signed a deal, like they're selling new Nissans. They're like every backup camera is equipped with a season of Friends.
So every time you go in reverse, it goes.
It doesn't even show you behind you. You just see like classic episodes of Friends. So you're like Joey. Yeah,
it's like, how you doing?
Right, because it was a bidding war with
yeah.
Netflix trying to get Seinfeld and then Friends or like The Office. So those streamers, that's like the big thing. But it'd be funny if the Nissan backup cameras won the licensing.
Yeah.
So that was one, and then the other one was this new generation. They've never had to like. They've always had a backup camera. So it was like a Gen Z Freddy Krueger type thing. They're trying to get away from this killer, and they all pile in the car. And it's a car from the 90s. And they go, back up. He's like, I don't know how.
Yeah, where's the camera?
There's no camera. It's like, turn behind you. I can't. And he's like, come on. And
what do you mean turn?
Yeah, the killer's getting closer and closer. And he just doesn't know how to back up a car without the camera. And then they all get murdered. I think it's good.
I like it.
Print it.
Bloody.
Yo, we got a whole episode here. We got the Persian mom lawyer. We've got backup camera.
I was hurt.
We had another one. What was the other one?
I don't know. What, in this episode?
We have some gems.
I don't know. Best Buy, the Best Buy rant. You feel free to cut that down if you need to.
Or beef it up with AI. It'd be funny we use AI to beef up. Make things longer and more boring.
Sometimes I'll get stuck on these scroll. You know, like I'll scroll through the Instagram and there's always like these little like videos, informative ones. This one guy, he's like, don't let anybody, you know, or like if you're talking to a stranger, don't talk to them for very long because they could take a small sample of your voice and and it's like kind of true. I don't know if they would be able to do that with a phone recording, but like you could take a small sample of your voice.
Oh my God.
And create like.
There's things happening on TikTok and IG where like producers and rappers they're showing the power of this vocal AI.
It's crazy.
They will do a rap and you'll hear them do the rap in their voice.
Yeah.
And then they'll do the Kanye AI on it.
Sure.
And it sounds like exactly
Kanye.
like a Kanye track.
Yeah.
And it's also some of my favorite comedy happening on Twitter. Like I've seen a few videos where
they've Joe Biden.
Yeah, the Biden, all the presidents playing Call of Duty or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Minecraft. Or they have one with Joe Rogan. Like I'm trying to think, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And they're just playing video games and nerding out with all this video game terminology, and it's so funny to me. There's another one too where it's a fake Rogan episode where it's Joe Rogan talking to Ben Shapiro about Ratatouille. It's amazing.
Oh,
this comic
yes.
made it, you know? And he's like, so Rogan's asking Ben Shapiro, like, wouldn't you want to get Ratatouille? And he's like, that's preposterous. Like, I would never.
That's preposterous. Why would
I want to be
Ratatouille?
He's like, it's a figure of speech. He's like, well, words mean things, Joe.
Yeah.
You know?
Words mean things. And, also, Ratatouille.
Every Ben Shapiro podcast sounds like you're listening to it on 2X or 3X. I
know, he's so fast.
You go, is it, let me, you go, oh, this is 1X.
He has a podcast?
Well, he's on a bunch of podcasts.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah,
on
yeah.
Joe's. He does have his own podcast too.
Is it a podcast or it's like a video podcast?
Well, this comedy clip or whatever it's just pictures from like, it's pictures and it looks like it's a video because they cut between the two.
Well, I saw one that somebody had like
AI the lips and shit.
yeah, AI the lips for him to like promote some kind of
Oh yeah, some weird like pill or something.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But I mean, no, I mean, look, that's where we're at right now.
What's it gonna be?
What's it gonna be like?
Because it's impressive now.
It's crazy impressive now.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't want to be like one of those doomsday types in a fucking in a cardigan who doesn't know what drip means, saying
no. You know what? If you weren't wearing those shoes, people would be terrified. But because you're wearing these, you're like, things will be okay.
Things will be okay.
Like this guy doesn't know everything, obviously. Like these mean take what I'm saying with a grain of salt.
I mean, these technically are very retro. I could be transported back into 1986, and I think I would look normal.
You'd be the coolest,
except for this
TA
watch
and professor. Oh, you know, I mean, this is just like a funny story. So when I was doing Tonight Show, I was gearing like it was more than stand up for me.
Sure,
it was healing. It was. Because I knew I did it with the intention of bringing my parents to come see me do it, to like right the wrongs of them not wanting me to do comedy and kind of this nice.
Just the hell you put them through.
Yes,
so much.
Yeah, I know, so much hell. Just a celebration that things are okay and all that. So it was very premeditated. I knew I was going to wear a suit. I was going to get like a nice suit, get it tailored.
Is this the Rolex story?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I wanted to get a Rolex.
Yeah.
Because I was approaching the Tonight Show. Like I didn't.
Which I thought was a really great idea.
Me too. But in hindsight, maybe not. So.
Why?
I don't know. I'll tell you. So me doing the Tonight Show it was just for my parents and stuff. It wasn't a career thing because it doesn't move the needle like it used to back in the day. And
very little does.
Very little does. Like I have stand-up clips that do better than a Tonight Show set on YouTube.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was approaching it sideways. I was just doing it for this emotional event for my parents and stuff.
What do you mean by sideways?
I wasn't like crazy nervous and like everything hinges on, because that's historically that's what a Tonight Show stand-up performance has been.
1000%.
Is that like it's do or die. Once I do this, I'm on the map. People know who I am. Like people driving will be like, hey, I saw you on the Tonight Show. And I love you.
The crazy thing is it wasn't that long ago where that was a thing.
Yeah.
But now it's
just not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get. There's also just power in knowing I'm doing the Tonight Show and I don't need to do it. I don't I'm far enough along in my career.
Sure.
So there's a power in that. And then also I just wanted to wear a nice suit. I wanted to wear a Rolex.
Yeah.
Because I'm there. Like I have the money. Yeah. I just kind of want, it was almost like battle armor. Like,
yeah,
I'm doing this because I'm fully formed. I'm a comedian. I'm doing it because I want to, not because I need to.
Right.
I'm bringing my parents to come see me. This is a celebration. This is kind of like a suit of armor or something. In my mind, that's initially what I had. Like, let me wear a nice suit. Let me have a Rolex. Let me have my parents come out. Like, this is I've arrived. Things are great. A celebration. And I'm trying to find this particular Rolex that I wanted, you know? What was it, like a date just?
It was a date just. So
I'm a simple man.
He's a simple man. Yeah, I mean, you wanted a date just. I know this world a little bit. You know, I'm a little bit of a
You're tapped into the underworld.
I'm a little bit of a collector myself, so
no.
Yeah.
What?
I collect things, man.
Are you telling me handling shoes with latex gloves the last 2 podcast episodes?
Mm-hmm. It's not an accident.
So okay. So it carries over to multiple. I thought it just was with shoes. It wouldn't carry over to.
No, I collect
other drip.
I mean, really, the only things I do collect are sneakers. I have a watch collection. That's kind of it, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty standard.
Not to make me sound like a bigger douche, but you know, I kind of got into little motorcycles for a minute. Remember?
Yeah.
And then I got into that accident.
Right.
Did you know about that?
I don't know. You did?
Yeah, during COVID.
Oh, I don't know if yeah. You all right?
I think so. Well,
yeah, you take your shirt off and like.
I mean, I had road rash from all the way down to fucking.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was so dumb. I was just, doesn't matter. But yeah. Yeah, I just always liked bikes. I like bicycles, and I like anything on 2 wheels was my thing for a long time. You know what I mean? Because I used to build bikes,
right?
You know, and whatever. But yeah, I know about the
Rolexes and stuff.
The Rolex world, and it's not like you can go into a retail store and buy them anymore. It doesn't work like that. At least you can't get them for.
It's kind of hard to get exactly what you want.
It's just hard to get in general. A lot of pieces are hard to get in general. Anything that's stainless steel, it's relatively difficult to get, and you have to if you were buying like a precious metal, like a gold one, I mean that would have been a lot easier, but also you're like dipping pretty hard into your pockets to buy something like that. Mm-hmm. But yes, you wanted a Datejust.
I had an idea of the exact watch that I wanted.
Yeah,
and I didn't want anything that wasn't that.
Right.
So because we went to that one place.
We went to one place to go check them out. I just wanted you to try them on, see what you thought. Yeah. Put them on the wrist. And you did.
I did.
You did, and we figured it out. And then
figured it out, but it was we knew what I wanted because they didn't have it exactly, and we were trying to get it.
Yeah.
So then I was trying to use my resources as well.
How far did you get, by the way?
What, my resources?
Yeah.
Well, I stopped after this. Here's what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm friends with Neil Brennan.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
He's a buddy, and we talk and stuff. And I remember he was like helping Ellen out for a bit when Ellen was gearing up for her special.
Yeah. Ellen who?
Ellen, the comedian.
DeGeneres?
Yeah.
I don't know which Ellen you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
look, when you're plugged in that world, I just call her Ellen. Like I don't even know her that well.
I guess there's not any other Ellen comics, but anyways.
That's a good point. So he mentioned that as a gift.
God, now it's going to look like I'm jabbing at Ellen for fuck's sake.
Not at all.
I just didn't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I did say it very blasé and nonchalantly.
Yeah.
I was saying Ellen, like I'm friends with Ellen or something.
Well, I'm just
where I'm like one removed.
In a way, I thought you were saying Eleanor, and I was like Eleanor or Ellen.
Kerrigan.
I didn't know. Sorry.
Now we know. So Ellen DeGeneres, the stand-up comedian. So she gifted him with a Rolex, like an engraved Rolex.
She's a big watch collector.
I had no idea.
Huge. But actually, she's probably one of the more prolific watch collectors out there.
Huh. So I go, oh, that's pretty cool. And I remember that. I go, oh, yeah, he got gifted this Rolex. Let me ask him. And like Neil, he knows everybody. He's friends with everybody. You know what I mean? And then maybe he has some connections. So I go, hey, what's up? I'm doing Tonight Show. And then I'm getting a suit and I'm trying to find a Rolex. And then he just kind of like he's like a big brother, you know?
Yeah.
He just kind of like laid into me.
He's like, what the fuck?
Kind of like, where's your head at? Like, what the, like you shouldn't be worrying about getting a watch or whatever. He's like, just rip, just have a good set. And I go,
sure.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I just wanted to complete the look.
Look, I don't disagree. I kind of disagree with Neil. I feel like you should have gotten it if it was available. Do it.
Yeah.
You don't look. You are somebody who typically does not.
I don't do anything.
You don't do anything for yourself. It's kind of aggravating in a way.
That's why this was so outside of like.
That's why I was so happy to help you with this.
It was almost growth for me to like.
Yes.
This sounds preposterous. Like it was growth for me to get a Rolex for a Tonight Show appearance. But like I deprive myself of so much.
You do.
That this kind of was. But let me do it for this event for my parents, for me, and then Neil's just like, what are you doing? I'm like. Yeah, I mean, I do see his angle of it too.
Sure, but let me say this. It's not like you're depriving yourself and you're like, you want it, you've been wanting it for so long, but then you just say no and you're like slapping yourself on the back with like a whip or something like, no Rolex. I don't think you do that.
Right.
I don't think it's really ever been on your radar to kind of have a taste for some of these things.
Yes.
And so like, I don't know. I mean, to me, it was kind of nice to see you being like, I personally think, it's one of those classic milestones that and I think everybody should have I think you should have a nice watch. Mm-hmm. I don't know, whatever. I mean, like,
look, I'm not ruling it out. I think I still maybe would like one but I think just the urgency that I had and like trying to find maybe was not, I didn't need it at that point in time. When maybe the show is coming up, but I feel like I can multitask and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I just ended up getting a Timex that. That's like the most Afghan thing, just sort of like, I got a Timex and it was good. The color scheme, I got it off Amazon. What's so funny too is like, because it was a particular suit and I wanted a time, like it looked weird without a watch. I felt like I needed a watch.
Sure.
And I looked at this Timex, it was like $40 on Amazon. I go, oh, perfect. Yeah. I had a nice blue. I knew I wanted a blue dial.
Such a Fahim thing to do. Yes.
Yeah.
I could just.
So
it's the same and.
Kind of. I just needed a nice look. But the strap was so long, so I ended up just like cutting it with scissors. It's funny that I'm doing a Tonight Show set. Everything is perfect, and I I cut the band, tuck it in, and then you could see the brown. So I colored it with Sharpie, so that I went from Rolex to MacGyvering a Timex.
I know, man, what a journey!
What a journey!
Also,
but, hey, it worked out.
Look, and I'm just saying this for you.
Sure.
The next time you have a desire, right, to do something like that for yourself, just follow through with it. Don't let a big brother or anybody tell you different. And I told you this when I first met you. Your gut is the only thing that you have. Once you lose your gut, you're fucked.
That's true.
So, you trust your gut. You wanted it, you should have gotten it, and you should get it.
Right.
I know that the time frame didn't work out for you because you didn't really realize how fucking
hard it was to get. I thought you could just walk in, get it, and like bounce.
Yeah, I wish it was like that. It's just not like that anymore. And the prices are so like astronomical, especially after like these resale blah blah blah. Like it's just it's stupid to buy these aftermarket because like they just hike up the price. So if you can get it at retail, it's a reasonable investment that you could hold on to, whatever. I feel like if you've done well, you've been successful. We're literally doing this out of your house, which by the way, you lived in.
Okay, wait, we were neighbors in K-Town in the studios.
Studio apartment for how long?
You open the door, my bed's there.
Your bed is right there. Same with me. When we open the door,
if an intruder came in, he'd murder me in my sleep.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have to go through any one door to murder me in my sleep.
So I just think it's nice that you do things for yourself.
Finally, I think I could have done it earlier, but this is such a shaky thing. You know what I mean? Entertainment.
I still don't even know. Sure, I totally get it.
Because I had my Mazda 3 forever.
Yes.
And maybe last year I got the Audi A5.
You see how he has to drop A5? You could have just said Audi. It's starting to change you a little bit.
I got the Audi A5 2.3. No, I'm just kidding. Like just all the specs.
Yeah.
I don't even know how many liters it is. But
yes, you do.
No, I don't. I don't. I just know I press the button and it goes vroom.
I just know it goes vroom.
I just press the button and it goes vroom. Like really fast.
That sounds more like a rich person than anybody. Oh, I just press the button.
My next level, sometimes I have these little thoughts of when you make these sort of financial jumps, problems that rich people have that or don't have that like poor people do. Whenever I valet my car, I forget about it and I'll be at a restaurant and I'll tap my pockets and I'll get scared because I go, where are my keys?
Oh yeah.
And I don't think like Jeff Bezos has that. Like he has nothing in his pockets, I'm sure. He never has that fear of like my car.
But see, like that's something I never do. I never valet.
Oh well,
and my wife is
why?
Because why? If I find parking, it's free.
Look, I don't do it all, but if I'm gonna be circling for 15 minutes, I'll valet.
I'm very frugal in very specific ways. Like I get teased because I'm always good at finding a good deal because I have a talent of finding good deals.
Right.
But yeah, I mean like what I even like when the parking options are only valet, it fires me up even more to go find alternative parking.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah, I'll show you because it pisses me off. It's like
do you tell the valets, be like, hey, I found a spot. I found a spot 5 blocks away.
I found a spot. Are you jealous?
You're not getting my money.
Sort of, I guess. I don't know.
You got to let them know. I had an idea for a valet service that's just all like former sprinters. So it's like Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
So you get your car so fast.
Yeah.
And they're actually on starting blocks. And they go, what's your car?
Yeah. They're holding the keys out on a baton and they go. Yeah.
That would be a good like USA sprint team commercial or whatever.
I mean, those guys sometimes they run really fast.
Yeah.
Especially the mall valets.
That would just be a great. I bet some place in Dubai would do that. Like we only hire former U.S. track and field stars to do valet for us.
Yeah.
And it seems like degrading. Like why would you do that? But then they show you how much they're making. They go, yeah, I get it. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, some people like it's a workout. Like I know somebody who worked at a valet was a valet at a mall, and he would have to like get the keys and literally sprint.
They want to see you run. Rich people like that. Like, just all right, he's hopping to it.
He's doing his job.
You don't want to see a valet guy just leisurely stroll.
Sure.
You're like, what's with this guy?
Yeah.
They go, black Toyota? They set up hurdles for no reason just to make it tough.
He passed all the hurdles.
I like how he jumped over the thing.
Yeah.
They really care about their customers here.
Yeah. And then, so I don't know. I mean, valet is just so expensive.
You know what my biggest pet peeve is? It happens less now. Someone will say, hey, do my comedy show. It's on Hollywood Boulevard. Okay.
Good luck.
And then I go there, and I've done it before. I can't find parking, and then I just leave. I couldn't find parking. Bye.
Dude, it's ridiculous. I don't understand how any of those businesses survive outside of tourism dollars.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck do they survive? Especially on Hollywood Boulevard.
But why are you
There's
having
nowhere
a
to
comedy
park.
show? Like, unless it is baked into your planning for the comedians, at least. Say, hey, park here and here. Park at this garage. We'll reimburse you.
Yeah.
Don't have a show at one of those high traffic touristy areas and have no plan for comic parking.
What show is this?
I don't know. There's just been a couple where it's by Amoeba Records or something, or it's by like Jimmy Kimmel, you know what I mean, Man Chinese Theater, like
Sure.
that area. And then there's just no parking, and I'm too far along to be dealing with parking. I go, bye. I'm not going to do it. Because it's already a show. I'm not thrilled. Look, I get up at the
Success has
store.
gotten into your head, dude.
Well, that's the beauty of, look, there was a time when I would do that. But I get up at the store a lot. I get up at the Improv. I can get up at the Factory. These are the top clubs in LA.
Yeah.
I would just rather do those. So if I'm doing your outside third-produced party show, no, that's not a slam.
When I'm doing your outside third-party produced show, I need to have parking.
No,
Otherwise,
kind of.
I can't waste my time.
Look, it's got to be it's got to be easier, or it's got to be as easy or easier than me doing the clubs, because that's just turnkey situation. I just show up and do it. It can't be hard, and it's not going to be as good as the Comedy Store or. So if I'm taking a night off from this, make it easy. But there was a time when I would, when you're a younger comic, you just eat shit all the time. You go, yeah, okay, I'll find parking.
Man, I would drive to North Hollywood, to Orange
Dude,
County.
I would drive to Orange County.
Yeah.
The Block. It was called The Block. It was a bowling alley. It was called Lucky Strike.
Lucky
Dino
Strike.
Archie used to run
yeah,
it.
I remember. I mean, look, I would still do some of those rooms if it was like good time and like I was getting.
Sometimes there's great shows that I want to do, but it's just kind of far away. Like
La Jolla's great.
I don't want to go to Santa Monica. I just keep it all WeHo because all the things are there.
Well, good for you.
I mean, it took a while, but I'm at that point now. You know, it's nice. It's nice, man.
And now you're dripping with ladies.
I'm dripping with khakis and gray tees from Target.
By the way, if you want to know how to make Fahim uncomfortable, is ask him about the lady situation. It is so true.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just because we didn't grow... Look, it's not... We just didn't grow up talking about that stuff.
You didn't?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't either.
Yeah.
Who was I going to talk to? My mom?
Yeah. She's like, tell me
everything.
everything.
My mom, I swear, no matter who it was, the only girl that she's ever liked is who's my wife now.
That's good.
It's crazy.
That'd be funny if she doesn't really care for her. The only girl she ever liked, we're not together anymore.
Yeah. No, she would always say stuff like, I hate her. He's always usually after a breakup, obviously, but like there are times
she was the worst.
She would say other things too, but I can't say. But yeah, she was not very kind sometimes to I don't know. She was I don't know if it was because she had, I don't know what it was, but for some weird reason, before she even met Maura, it was either like she really had an instinct about her, or she was kind of desperate, like, please, this one, I love her.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love her. Just marry, please. I love her. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like
a pervert.
No,
you're such a pervert.
Yeah, that
dude,
too. That
perv,
too, dude.
bro.
I'm a perv, dude. No, I'm private in that area.
So private.
Yeah.
Maybe too private.
Maybe. I don't know. You know what sucks though is because being so open is celebrated in this culture, like podcasts and careers, and people love that. Like people be on podcasts and be like, so I'm fucking this one chick, right? And then her friend comes. Every podcast is like road fuck stories, or like, oh, this one girl used to squirt all over my face, and like just people love.
I don't know these podcasts. What podcast?
So many of them.
Name one.
I don't know. Come on, but that is more par for the course. Just talking about sexcapades and all that shit.
Sure, I mean,
there relationships.
Those are
and
podcasts that are specifically called like
this girl. She wants me to choke her, right? And it's just like that is nails on a chalkboard. I cannot bring I don't want to.
But it's not. But I never try to probe you to say, hey, do you like choking? I never ask you that.
I know.
I say like, hey, like how's the lady situation?
I'm dating.
And you're like, yeah, I'm dating. I can't get you to talk to me about it sometimes.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I'm dating. That's pretty much what What more is there than that?
I don't know. Like, who's the new girl? Like, who do you like?
I'm just dating. There's nothing like firm enough to. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. So okay. XM radio. I've done Tom Papa and like Fortune's show before. It's about comedy and comedians, and I've done that. Like they're lovely. They're great. Yeah. I love those people. And then there's the person who books it. There's this other show on XM now with like Zach No Towers. I think it's Zach No Towers, right? I believe. And it's kind of more. He's like it's about relationships and like dating and like sex and stuff. It sounds really raunchy.
Yeah.
And they go, well, it doesn't have to be that. We could talk about anything. And then I go, that's so outside of what I do. I feel like
saying they
asked me to be a guest on it, and I'm just not a right. Like they could bend it, but that's not what the fit in the audience is. I'm just not right for it, and that's okay. I go, thank you so much, but I just don't think I'm a right fit for.
Can you imagine, like, we're close friends?
Yeah.
Could you imagine how much closer friends we would become if you would just talk to me about that stuff? But I would practically be your brother.
I wouldn't even talk about the shit with my brother.
Never. I'd be you.
I don't know. I think it's just a cultural society thing. Like we don't talk about that stuff. You know what I mean?
Maybe in your house, yeah.
In our house, I mean, it's not. It blows my mind. Just I'm very American because I was born here and all that stuff. But there are just cultural things that are foreign to me, like the parent who's the friend. I don't get that. Where they're like, look, if you're going to drink, I want you to do it at the house. I want to be able to keep an eye on you and your buddies, Tyler. Get blitzed here. Sure. It's prom. I know you're going to fuck. Just do it here. Put a Jimmy hat on.
Yeah. I know you guys are going to have sex.
It's do like here. It's a depraved dad. He's trying to see if it's like, look, I know it's prom. I know you're going to have sex, but I don't want you. There's drunk drivers. I want you to do it here. I'm going to sit in this chair. And I just want to make sure.
Just do it here.
If you need me, I'll chime in. But like, you just have fun with Stacy.
I know
you can use my room.
I know you guys are experimenting. I know
That's
you guys.
Fine.
I know you guys want to do Molly and possibly do oral sex on each other.
I'll give you. Your mom and I have the Molly. We'll give it to you.
Just do it here.
Do it here. I'll set up a camera, and you won't even know where your mom and your dad are here.
Yes, that's so funny.
We'll be in the other room.
Just do
There'll
it
be
here.
eyes in a painting. You'll see it go like this. She'll have no idea.
Yeah. Just do it here.
We'll have Capri Suns and bananas if you cramp up. We're just really chill parents.
But just do it here.
Do it here. It's just sexually depraved parents just concealing.
I just think the absurdity of like all the crazy things that he knows the kids are going to do, but there's like, I just want you to do it here.
Yeah, like, look, I know you're going to do an 8 ball of heroin. Yeah. I did it too.
I just want you to do it here.
I want you to do it here. I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did.
Yeah.
Look, you're going to bust.
And you know what mistakes I did? I would do an 8 ball and I would go outside.
That's
not good.
I wish I stayed home. And Grandpa kept an eye on me.
And I did it inside.
You don't know what's happening.
Do it here.
It's a dangerous place. Do it here. That's why we built the 8 ball room.
Just do it here.
Please. And then he goes like, it gets more and more desperate. He's like, please do it here.
Yeah.
Please do it here.
Please do it here. That's funny.
We don't want you out there. We want you to do it. But that is such a
prototypical. It's a white parent trope. Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean,
I know you're gonna do this stuff.
Just do it here.
Just do it here. We love you.
Yeah, I never understood that either.
Look, you're gonna get her pregnant, okay? But
I never drank or smoked or did anything around my mom ever. And like, because she would 100% murder me if she ever knew I did anything. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get that. But I don't even know what the fuck we were talking about. Oh, why you don't talk about sex at your house? Is that
it was just sort of the two ends of the spectrum. There's the do it here, or like, Stacey and I were starting to fuck, and like, I don't know. Yeah, tell me about it, Slugger. What's wrong? You jizzing too soon? No, it's not that. It's just,
Yeah.
Does pulling out work? It does, but it doesn't. You want to like hedge your bets and like wear a Jimmy hat anyway. Yeah, okay, thanks, Dad. Toss me a beer.
Oh, that's a parent talk?
Yeah,
sounds like a podcast.
Yeah, I mean both, I guess. But you know what I mean? Like that is a brand of father-son parenting. They talk about that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
whereas we don't. Like in our culture, I had a bit about it where like
my mom talked to me about sex a little bit, but not very much. But also like I don't think I had a typical Persian parental upbringing. I just didn't. You know that.
Yeah.
So I can't really say that mine is atypical of of what other families are, or your family. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, if I think about like other Persian families, yeah, probably more closer to what you had. I was very much left to my own devices a lot. My mom worked all the time, man. I mean, I learned sex through fucking TV, episodes of Three's Company and Hunter. No, does anyone remember Hunter?
No.
It was on reruns for years. I watched it as a kid. It was a football. Fred Dreyer, he was like a football player. This is, by the way, this is one thing you'll get to know about me, is that I just know these
deep
weird
knowledge of old
TV
obscure.
and movie. Yeah. Fred Dreyer, he was a football player. There was a string of football players that would become actors.
Like OJ.
OJ was one of them. Fred Dreyer was another. Was it Fred Dreyer? Fred Dreyer was another one. Was it Bubba Smith?
Maybe. I don't know.
He was in Police Academy, played Hightower.
Oh yeah, okay.
There was just a lot of them.
Was that sort of like a precursor to WWE people being actors?
I don't know what the connection was. People going from professional sports and going into acting. There is a weird connection there, because I mean, it's not just, Dwayne Johnson had a football career.
Oh yeah.
And then he went into acting, or he went into wrestling and then acting. But I mean, like,
side note, our buddy Andrew Santino is shooting a movie with John Cena in Australia right now.
Yeah. Who's a
wrestler.
Yeah. I mean,
actor.
that transition isn't like that crazy to me. I guess you see
wrestling
more,
to acting?
Yeah, you see that more often, I think.
Well,
I mean,
it's like upper echelon now. Back in the past, it was like sort of novelty, like Hulk Hogan doing it, or Roddy Piper was actually one of the best. But that was kind of before.
I mean, They Live is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. But The Rock really kind of made it. He's the highest paid actor. 100%.
But I mean, I remember even trying to get my wife to watch They Live. And I remember her sitting down, literally, like, I started the movie, and this comment that she made, I just turned it off.
Oh.
She's like, "Is this the Chew Bubblegum and Kick-Ass movie?" And I was like, "Yes." Forget it.
But she summed it up perfectly.
She summed it up perfectly. You know that scene, right? I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, but I'm all out of bubblegum.
Is that where it came from?
That's where it came from, yeah.
Oh, I've heard the phrase. I didn't know it comes
Actually,
from.
I don't know if it existed anywhere else. That's the first time I had ever heard it. But like, I remember her sitting down. She's like, "Okay, all right. Is this the Chew Bubblegum Kick Ass movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, just forget it. We'll watch whatever the fuck you want to watch." I'm trying to remember, what's his name from Married with Children?
Al Bundy?
Ed
O'Neill?
Ed O'Neill. I know Al Bundy's name. Ed O'Neill was a football player too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, so there was like
Didn't
this
he throw, was it 3 touchdowns in one game?
Yeah, in the Al Bundy lore.
Is it 3 or 7? What was his claim to fame
I
in
think
the
it was
show?
3.
3? Okay.
3
like he
touchdowns
keeps on bringing it up.
I wonder if they wrote that into the show because of his football background.
He's a great actor. I heard with his career, Married with Children was so big, and people associated with him with Al Bundy so much that he was in A Few Good Men. Few Good Men, yes. And there was a scene with him in it, but everyone just started laughing because that show was so popular. Yes. And he had to get cut out of it because people couldn't disassociate Ed O'Neill, the actor, from Ed or Al Bundy. So that sucks. So he had that cloud of Married with Children for a while. But then enough time passed, and he could do Modern Family, and he's brilliant on that.
Still a comedy, though. I mean, I think
a comedy.
I think he always had a hard time playing serious roles because of Al Bundy.
But I mean, it is nice that the box that you're in with Hollywood, enough time can pass where you can shake it. So he was able to do. Yeah.
Like Jeff Goldblum doesn't play weirdos anymore, right?
That's funny.
Yes,
that's
he does.
all he does.
But I mean, I don't know.
Yes. I love.
Yes.
Yeah. Kyle Dunnigan's.
Oh yeah. Yes. What were we talking about? TV. What did you grow up watching TV wise?
Simpsons. I tell you, people say, "What are your comedy influences?" I didn't grow up with stand up. I think my greatest comedy teachers, whatever is my DNA in comedy, is The Simpsons.
Yeah.
SNL, and Conan.
Sure. That makes sense.
Those are my big 3.
Yeah.
I loved that growing up.
Sure.
And when I did Conan, I wrote Conan a letter, and I go, these were like the biggest parts of my life.
Yeah.
And you touched all of those places. You're a big...
Did he respond?
No.
What a piece of shit.
But I didn't do it because I wanted a response back. Like I did it because I needed to do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's really sweet.
Sure. I mean, he needed to know.
He probably never read it.
You think they ripped it up before it got to him? Like it's like Game of Thrones. He's like, Conan can never read this.
Or it could be something where, you know, like just a weird fetish that he has where he just gets letters and he doesn't even read it. He's like, he goes,
no. That'd be great
yeah.
if he's like reading it and it's really heartfelt. He's like, and he just crumples it up.
Yeah.
Just throws it away. Or you go,
yeah. I mean, no, early Conan, man.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like so late night Conan after Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Some of the best comedy ever produced.
Produced.
Pimpbot, Masturbating Bear.
Year 2000.
Preparation H. Raymond. Yeah, year 2000. Yeah. So many great bits. The, what is it? Walker, Texas Ranger lever.
Yes.
Because he's like, we got swallowed by NBC by Universal, so we have access to hours and hours of Walker, Texas Ranger, and there's a lever there. He's like, I pull this lever. we can add it. It randomly picks a clip from Walker, Texas Ranger, and he'll just be having an interview or at any time he'll just take it, and the crowd's like, yeah, he goes, and then they'll play a clip, like an absurd clip from the show. Yeah, and then it was like a young Haley Joel Osment. He goes, Walker, do I have AIDS? And that's the clip.
I forgot about that. Yes,
there's just so many.
So funny.
Yeah. Is the best.
Yeah, I mean those are part of my kind of comedy DNA too. I mean, you throw in some, you know, I was a big John Ritter fan. You know, I probably grew up on a lot of reruns. Like reruns were really, really big for me. You know, like Get Smart was a big one. I mean, it was really all the Channel 39. This is Dallas. Growing up when I was a young little kid in Texas, and Channel 39 had all the reruns. So I'd be watching like Three's Company, and then there'd be like Hogan's Heroes, and then there'd be watching you know, what did I mention?
I don't know. Hunter back in the day. That doesn't count though.
I mean, it's like the reruns. Like I had a hard time watching newer shows. Like I just got stuck on reruns, probably because they were just like so back to back, and as opposed to like I'd have to wait every week to watch a new Seinfeld or Friends or whatever. You
know, my parents loved Seinfeld, which is surprising.
Yeah,
just because it's kind of a higher level, sophisticated show, and like my Afghan mom and dad loved Seinfeld. My mom loves Martin.
Matlock. I used to love Matlock.
Oh, I used to love Matlock too.
Yeah.
I was like this little kid watching Matlock.
Yeah, all the reruns are the best, man.
But looking back, I think it's fun and kind of crazy that my mom loved the sitcom Martin.
I like Martin too, actually.
Sure, yeah. but again, it's one of those things of like certain demos that you're not expecting to resonate with.
Sure.
I think it's really cool. Also, my mom. Sometimes she surprises me with her comedy taste because I'll have like a really off-color joke or kind of offensive thing.
Sure.
And
she's like, that was a Carlin joke.
No, she'll be like, I love this. And it's like a really edgy, like there's some people who are offended by this joke or whatever. She's like, it was so funny. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like your parents are a little more sophisticated than.
Yeah. My mom saw me do stand-up one time.
My mom saw me do it like twice.
Twice ever?
Once Booed at the Apollo, and the second was Tonight Show.
Wait, she never seen you?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
That's why it was such like a powerful. I remember when your mom came to the improv.
Yeah. Such a
pretty
weird.
Nice.
Yeah. She. I didn't even know she was there.
That's pretty cool.
That's crazy. Yeah. Somehow, it's a long story. Her and Maximini's sister became friends. Did I tell you this?
I don't know. Yeah. No.
They were friends. Well, I'll just tell you. So my mom, I don't know if you knew, my mom did fortunes.
Yeah, you told me.
So my mom used to tell fortunes. That's how she kind of like got by as a borderline kind of a hobby. I don't know, but she had like everybody. She had so many people.
Is it with coffee grounds or tea leaves?
Coffee grounds.
Okay.
She would do Turkish fall. She would see fall didem. Anyway, she used to do that. She had all kinds of people coming to see her. And then randomly, I remember going to see her at her house, and there's this girl there. She's like, do you recognize her? And I'm like, no. And then she gets up, she's like, and I'm like, oh, I don't know who she is.
Like, just because she's dancing around doesn't help me.
She doesn't look like anybody to you. And I'm like, I'm looking at her, I'm thinking to myself, this must be somebody that I knew when I was a kid, and now they're grown up. And I'm like, did we grow up together? I don't know. And she's like, this is Max Amini's sister. And I'm like, oh, and they don't really look alike at all.
Right, yeah.
I mean, if she did an impression of him, maybe.
2 years?
Did my impression of Max. Hey, buddy. What's going on, buddy?
That's pretty good.
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, man. So anyways.
That's a loving impression.
It's a loving impression. We love Max. Like, what's up, buddy? So anyways, it was her, and they became fast friends. And I guess she would come and get readings from my mom all the time. And then I'm just at the Improv. I think it was the show that I used to have there.
Mm-hmm. The Hilarium?
The Hilarium, yeah. I think it was like one of those. I don't remember, but anyways, I remember just like walking outside after my set, and then she's like, "Hey," and I turn around and my mom's like there. She like brought my mom wheelchair and all, and I was like, "Mom," she's like, "I saw you."
Oh.
And I was like, "Wow, Mom, that's so great."
She goes, "I have notes."
Yeah. I have notes. Listen. That fun joke you say about the black people? No, I never had any. But she was just like, it was interesting. So like from there, it kind of felt like my mom was never against me. That's the other thing too. It's like, again, I didn't have a very typical upbringing.
Yeah.
Like, in regards to like Persian household, she was always very, she always encouraged me to do the thing that I wanted to do. And I think it was because she wasn't able to do what she wanted to do because of the whole revolution. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of was like a chip on her shoulder that she was never able to get over. And so she made sure, she was like, do what you want to do. I mean, granted, like, it was hard, because I didn't make money doing anything for a long time, but yeah, she was always supportive.
That's nice. That's cool that it was like a point of pride for her rather than something holding you back or like a detriment, Yeah. Whereas I think with me early on, it was viewed as something holding me back from my true potential.
Sure.
I think my dad always thought like I was putting my real life on hold.
Yeah.
Everyone else was off the starting blocks. Like I think he thought I was on the same track as like kids going to being doctors and all that.
Sure.
And I'm just not off the blocks instead of me being on some completely other track.
It's I think it's a true testament to how people parent based on their personal experiences.
Yes.
Because like my uncle was a very talented pilot, and because of the Iranian Revolution, he couldn't do that anymore. And so when he was living here in the States, I mean, he was a manager at Taco Bueno, and like, he had all kinds of jobs, and he was raising kids, and he was able to he managed it like, and now he has a pretty successful like contracting business, which took him, a long time to build. But like in his mind, he was like, your dreams are your dreams, but you need a job and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And don't. And so like, I remember back when I lived with him for a little bit, he would kind of like encourage me. He's like, maybe think about the thing that you really want to do. And, your dreams are your dreams and da, da, da. And it was really just based on his kind of thing. My mom was like, different story. My mom was like, you go do that thing if you want to do it, even though like we would have fights sometimes about like, I'm not progressing or whatever. I mean, it's a slow burn.
Oh,
man.
So slow, dude.
I mean, dude, I had like the amount of odd jobs I had just to get by is crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad she never pressured me to, to quit.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know how you dealt with it, man. So hats off to you.
Well, thanks. I don't know. This is a testament to like how much I love it and like was meant to do it, or because it wasn't easy.
I literally cannot see you doing anything else.
Yeah.
Not anything. I mean, I think people could look at me and like get to know me and think, oh, I could see him doing. I cannot see you doing anything.
Well,
else.
You're close to me, so you can say that, but. The thing is, when people first meet me, they don't even know I do stand-up. Like, I don't present as I'm like a comedian. People would be surprised. Like, when I'm dating someone or something, or if I have to meet some group of friends, I just kind of like lay in the cut.
Yeah, because you lied to them and tell them you're somebody else.
That's if I'm in an Uber. I'll say I'm like an engineer, and that's
what could you see me doing other than what I do?
I mean, you're great at what you're directing and all that shit. Like, I can't see you doing anything else.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Professor, maybe, just because of the cardigan. But I'm just saying, like, you know me very well, and we're like comedy kindred spirits.
Sure.
So that's why, you see that I have an aptitude for this stuff and you can't imagine me doing anything else. But I'm just telling you the way I present, people probably could imagine me do. If I said I'm an engineer, they'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like if I don't know you,
maybe
you
sure.
would have no idea I'm a stand-up comedian
yeah.
because I'm reserved and like I'm not gonna be me until I like know you a bit more.
I also know you well enough to know that you probably were not a good engineer.
Those planes are still in the sky, man. Yeah. What are you talking about? I worked on the 747-8 freighter and passenger, okay? Those
did?
Things, yeah. My name's not on the MAXX.
Yeah, I was doing that. I worked on the 9 MAXX.
You'd be like, look, I worked at Boeing. I worked on the 747 MAX, and
I get so scared every time because I do look at, you know me, I didn't fly for a long time.
Yeah.
Now when I get on a plane, I do look at the plane that I'm getting on.
Is it a MAX?
I've been on a few.
I've been on a MAX,
and it scares the shit out of me.
I don't even drink Pepsi Max anymore. I'm just scared. I don't even go to TJ Maxx. I go 2X's.
Do you?
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to this thing?
They should have a TJ Maxx with 1 extra X, and it's just all porn.
It's all porn?
Discount porn goods.
It's just like sideways dildos. The crotchless panties have crotches.
Yeah. Expired edible panties and shit.
TJ Maxx with 3 X's. It's just misprinted,
discounted
like
porn,
odd porn.
Yeah.
The GIMP mask.
Yeah.
How does the GIMP mask?
The mouth is on the backside.
So. The sex wing is backwards.
Yeah. TJ Maxx with 1 extra X. I should write that down too.
And you just hear like elevator music and then like couples and just like holding up things that are kind of like a little off.
Like somebody turning it on, go. It works.
Or it's like shocking you. Like,
Oh man.
Just trying out the sex wing in the store and then it like breaks.
I went to a sex store with my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to have a stand-up show at that sex. That was a hot show
went to
in LA.
I went to that one.
Pleasure Chest.
Yeah.
So they would there was a curtain. It's just so weird what was a hot show in LA. That was the one you wanted. You're like, I want to get on the sex shop comedy stand-up show.
Yeah.
It was hard to get on. Then I've done it I don't know if they still do it or not. But
I think he does. Actually, I saw Eli the other day, yeah.
But what's funny is you're waiting to go on and you're just sort of like browsing the sex store because you're killing time and you just see like just like a butt. Like a latex butt.
It's a real multi. I know somebody. She was like the dildo queen. She like she has like a fucking huge
line.
I don't know what. I actually don't know what the. I know that she sold sex toys. It's kind of a friend of a friend, but wildly successful.
I want to do like door to door. Like
Dude,
I have a trench coat and I open it up and it's just like dildos on both sides. And I go, you want some?
And one keeps swinging. Be like, hold on, let's stop swinging.
Yeah, let's stop swinging.
Too much of a pendulum. Was
that a thing? The stereotype is that people are just like selling watches out of a trench coat. I feel like that fell out of fashion. Nobody does that anymore, huh?
No.
That'd be tough. Maybe they do like a Vice documentary on the last guy to sell jewelry from a trench coat. He's like, yeah, we used to be all over the place, but it's really dying down. But I'm the last guy.
What do you think happened?
A
lot of guys with trench coats started flashing people, and that ruined it. That ruined it.
People were expecting dongs.
Yeah,
but like, I just want to sell some watches and
so
some
now
jewelry.
Usually I would approach trench coat clothes and I'd be like, let me show you what I got. And then all these perverts started flashing people.
They ruined it because I got necklaces, I got bracelets, but these broads, they think they're gonna see that it's a sexual thing. But I'm not a pervert. I'm just trying to I have some great wares that I want them to check out.
And my demo is women.
And they think that I'm trying to show them my dong, and I'm like, no, listen, I'm not trying to show you my dong, but they're gone, and I can't open the thing.
What do I do?
Also, Amazon is really cutting into my bottom line, and like, he's the last one. He doesn't want to give it up.
Sure.
Just him showing, and there's people going like,
check it out.
Maybe there's like one older guy who's like, and then giving him some money.
I mean, I remember
nice doing business.
My mom had one guy come to the house. This is a long time ago, who was selling like fake stuff. But like that's a real. And then they by referral, and he would go to like people's houses and bring fake stuff. That's kind of like, it was kind of like there was a time, and it may still be a thing, where almost like Tupperware parties.
Where
people would bring like, this is all, and that's kind of this person that I know, the friend of a friend. They would have these like sex toy parties, and they would sell sex toys.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
That's a foreign thing to me as well.
I know.
To
What,
be like that.
sex toys?
Well, no. Well, that and then also just like the party of it. Like these are shameful in my mind, just the way I was raised or whatever. Yeah. That's like a private, personal. If you know what I mean.
Sex toy.
Or like a party.
Have you ever bought a sex toy with?
No.
What if that was my way of trying to get you to break for like to like just like kind of crack the facade a little bit? It's like, come on, this is for you.
What do you mean?
Like if I bought you a sex toy, I'd be like,
yeah, come on, try it.
Just try it.
Look, you're gonna insult me if you don't try it.
You gotta get out
here?
of your shell.
Dude, get over yourself.
You gotta try it.
I want you to do it here.
They have.
It's like the dad again. Like
they have these. They have like blowjob machines now.
They do?
And masturbate. Yeah, they're like
an ATM. I've heard that at the sperm clinics, like in China or Japan or something, it's these actual like ATM looking machines where like it goes back and forth. So instead of like going to a cup like here, it's like some ATM and it goes. It seems way overkill.
Guys are in line.
I don't know. Like, hurry up.
Hurry up. The guy's like, hey.
Come on. Okay, fine.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Old people keep popping in my brain.
Yeah, it's like a water fountain. Like, wait your turn. So that was a hot show, man.
Yeah, it was a hot show.
Pleasure chest. You have a jabroni this week? God. Jabroni it up.
You jabroni.
While you rack your brain for
jabroni.
Jabroni.
Rack my brain for jabroni.
Man,
I know I got one.
Do I have a jabroni? Yeah, I got a jabroni, I guess. So second show, Saturday, a table of jabronis got bounced.
Where store?
No, in Phoenix.
Oh,
They were just. It's one
Bronson's.
Rick Bronson's House of Comedy.
Have you met Rick Bronson?
I have met Rick. I've met him like every time I'm there.
Yeah,
nice guy. Yeah.
Nice.
So I could tell there were going to be a problem. Sometimes you could just tell they're going to be a problem. So I'm just like chilling from the back of the room.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where they're probably they came pre-blitzed. They were like pretty out of it.
Yeah.
It was 2 guys, 2 girls, and then I saw them at their table. They're kind of like talking in between the opening acts and stuff. And they would like cheers way too much. And they would be talking to each other. Like they thought they were watching Netflix at home or something.
Sure.
And I'm just keeping an eye on them. And I tell the sound guy, I go, they look like trouble. Like keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
They're just sort of doing the sidebar conversations during the show. And they go, all right, we'll keep an eye on them. And then I heard them talking to him a little bit. Like, hey guys, blah, 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 blah. Like kind of give a warning. And then they're like, oh yeah. But they just can't help themselves. Some people, when they're that drunk, they have amnesia. They don't remember that they got talked to. And they just kept on doing their side shit. And then as soon as I go up, they're like getting bounced.
Oh, wow.
Kind of immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I go, that's fine. I just made a joke of it. I'm like, I've never had to deal with this like this early, like 1 foot on stage and then someone getting bounced. But I'm glad it happened then instead of like them being a problem for half the show and then getting bounced.
Yeah.
So I was grateful they got bounced early on. So it wasn't that much trouble or anything. It wasn't that bad, but it's annoying when, why are you paying money? Why are you coming pre-blitzed? Like go to a bar. It's like going to a library.
Yeah.
When you just want to talk and get shit-faced.
I part of me feels like there is a very specific brand of person that goes to a live show and is like, I think there's 2 types of hecklers. I'm sure there's multiple types, but the 2.
If you're a heckler, write in. If you're a different type of heckler, write in fahimanwardancehour@gmail.com.
Let us know what kind of heckler you are. I feel like there's the heckler that's like clearly wants to be the center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like either tries to talk to their friends and like try to make conversation to kind of steal attention away from the thing. Or is like trying to like be, so-and-so, like whatever, like there's that person.
Yeah.
And then I think there's like a group of people who are either too drunk or it's a bachelor party or a bachelorette party or a birthday or something. And they think that they're in a party bubble in a fucking live situation.
Yeah. Like
hey,
their world is the real world and it's not.
And everybody else is like,
they think everyone else is part of the bachelorette party or something.
Both of those are very annoying. I'm a little bit more forgiving to the party in the bubble than I am the fucking asshole piece of shit who's like trying to like deviate the attention. Not that I but that is my job at the time.
Yeah.
Is to get your attention to do the bit. You know what I mean? That is a very special breed of piece of shit.
Yeah, you sort of have. It's almost like a quarterback reading the offense. You have to kind of determine what type of heckler they are. if they mean well, like they have a good heart, they just don't know any better. Sometimes because you'll
too.
get that. Sometimes
Yes.
because late show there was this like Latino guy in the front row, and he had a beer, and he would just sort of like repeat things after him. He was having a good time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't enough for me to like lay into him.
Yeah.
And he was having a good time, so I had to like play with it a little bit,
Of course.
like
You're very good at
piggyback.
that.
Yeah. Whereas, but he meant well. You know what I mean? If it went a level above, I would have to be like, okay, can you like, I would have to check it a little bit.
Sure.
Because he means well, so that's fine. But then sometimes you get like a black-hearted, belligerent, drunk. You get a mean heckler, and I have no problem fucking lighting them up.
Sure, of course.
Then the crowd wants you. It's like WWE at that point.
Sure.
You can, because you have to kid gloves the person who means well.
Right.
Because if you go too hard, now you're the heel.
Of course, yeah.
And it's hard. They're not gonna like your jokes because you're like, oh, you kind of like beat up
It reminds
a little kid or something. But when the person's just like mean,
Yeah.
you can like lay into them. You can be like, get the fuck out of here, and then people cheer when they get bounced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of. I've seen some of the. Thank God I've never had to experience that, but like I've seen videos of just like people just being just absolutely inappropriate, like coming on stage, that's not funny, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Tecklers, it's a special breed.
Did you find a jabroni?
I did. I actually have kind of two jabronis.
Tag team, nice.
Well, there are different scenarios. I don't know if you could call a supplement a jabroni.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it's not a human. It's an inanimate object.
Yeah, no anima. It's just like, so I don't know if you can call that a jabroni.
Why not? Well, this will be the first.
So I've been taking niacin. Do you know what niacin is?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I've been taking like this delayed release or elongated release, whatever, niacin. And it's like, I don't know if have you ever taken niacin?
No.
It's good for your heart.
Okay.
It doesn't make you feel that great. Because when it starts flushing your skin, but it's like really good for your like vascular system and whatnot, and I'm just like starting to become a little bit more health conscious. I take like 15 like different pills a day, like liver pills and fucking whatever. So like I'm doing a set last night. I'm at a show, and mind you, I took this niacin pill that fucking morning. Mm-hmm. And then but I just never know when this thing's going to make me flush.
Sure.
And I'm about to go on stage, and all of a sudden I can feel it. My whole body's tingling, and I'm just like beet red.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm just like, fuck. So I literally had to like, luckily I had one comic before me that when that started. So I'm just waiting for them. They had like a 10-minute set or 15-minute set. And I'm just like beet red and just like having it go up and just, whatever. So that's like my little jabroni is that pill.
So what does it make you red? Is that what it is? Just makes you flush?
Tingly, flush, red, like you're having an allergic reaction almost, but you're not.
Every time? Every day?
Every day. I mean, I think eventually it gets a little worse. I feel like sometimes it kind of lingers a little bit. Like I feel like a little bit like I'm getting it now, but whatever. It's a circulation thing. It's good for your circulation. The jabroni is like, so I think like one of the only few places I can eat clean and drive through is like El Pollo Loco.
Yeah.
And, like I'll get like a thing, like a 2-piece meal or whatever. I always say, hey, I don't want the chips because I don't want the chips.
Sure.
He doesn't want the
chips.
I don't want the chips. I mean, the chips are delicious. I'm sure they're great. I just don't want them. I just don't want them for health reasons. I don't want the chips.
Doesn't want them.
And like the same person at the, at this El Pollo that I go to, gives me chips. And I'm like, hey, I don't want the chips. And he goes, we're just going to throw it away anyways. And I'm just like,
why?
I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, we're just going to throw it away. So, if you want it, want it. If you don't want it, I'm just going to take it from your hands and throw it away. And I'm like, okay, fine. Don't. And I think to myself, I guess I'll have one chip.
And then one chip turns into.
But the guy was just like so nonchalant. I was like, we're just going to throw it away, man. So, And I was like, just don't put it in the bag to begin with.
Yeah.
He's like, force a habit. I'm like, all right. But that's my jabroni.
Not bad.
Yeah.
He's really going above and beyond for customer service.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just gonna throw it away anyway.
He's like he's like this hippie guy. He's got like long hair. He's like, we're just gonna throw it away anyways, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And the chips are good. You can't stop eating them.
That's why you don't want them in the bag.
I want them in the bag, man.
2 jabronis, man.
Yeah.
I had a table full of jabronis, so that's kind of all right.
Yeah.
We had multiple jabronis.
We had multiple jabronis. I should have saved one of the jabronis for probably another week.
No, you'll find another jabroni in a week's time. I know you will.
Anyhow,
Do we have a song for the peeps?
I don't know. Are you hungry? Why do you have glitter on your face?
Do I?
You have a little glitter on the right.
Where?
Who did you hang out with last night?
A magician.
All right, I fucked a magician.
All right. I went to the Magic Castle.
That would be a really great excuse.
Who
for
are
like,
you fucking?
Yeah.
I went to a magic show. Like, yeah, right. Like, all the excuses just sound like excuses, but then you cut to it and it actually is.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like watching a show. There's like doves and
It's
shit. There's feathers. It was a boa and there's glitter. No, I went to a magic show. Why do you have lipstick? He did a trick where he put lipstick on and then he kissed my neck. Yeah, right. It's over.
Cut to the magic show. It's like,
He loses
and
the
I'm gonna
kid.
make the lipstick disappear.
Yeah. And he's just like, yeah. My wife will love this.
Yeah,
And
but
then
no,
it's over.
but it does feel like if somebody is like if like a woman like is your wife or whatever is like, where's this glitter coming from? I feel like a magic show is a good and viable excuse.
If you say it fast enough, she
Magic
has
show?
to believe
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Magic show?
Yeah.
Why? Oh. Who was playing?
Magician.
The Great Stephen.
just like duh.
The Great Stephen.
The Great Stephen.
What tricks did he do? Vanishing balloon? Is this your card? And then he did some mentalism.
Which one had glitter?
Craig.
Okay.
Hold on, let me ask.
Yeah.
Hi, Rob. Did you go to a magic? Oh, The Great Stephen?
Okay.
It was a great show? Okay,
Okay.
sorry to bother you.
I'm sorry, honey.
I told you.
That's so funny.
And then he's saying it while he's like getting a lap dance.
yeah, magic show. Great Stephen.
Yeah, he did mentalism. He did,
Yeah.
Is this your card? And
Yeah, mentalism.
hold on, this is assistant right now. Hi, I'm the magician assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that music? Oh, that act is coming out. I gotta put my phone away.
Yeah. No recording.
no recording of the magic show.
But yeah, I feel like or kids like I was at a birthday party.
That was a birthday.
Kids birthday party. Yeah.
All right.
Where's that glitter from? Quinceanera.
I'm very cultured.
Yeah.
All right. So, mailbag is open again. These haven't dropped yet, but they will. We'll start to get some. fahimanwardancehour@gmail.com. Write in. We're not giving air fryers away anymore, but, if you have any questions, hit us up.
We should give something away.
All right. We'll think about it. Maybe we'll give a pair of sneaks out.
That's not a bad idea.
We'll do like a little giveaway.
Yeah, but what size?
You gotta let it build, though. What size? You get what you get.
I guess that's a shitty part. It's like with sneakers, it's like maybe
we go like all our size 12 fans right into the pod. Maybe every week it'll be a different size.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I got to blow you out to a track here. Okay, what do we got? Okay. What's the track? Okay, this song, guys, is called I Feel You Radio Edit by Payphone.
Payphone?
Yeah, Kid Nerida. That's KYD and then something else. This is for our editor to go find,
Yeah.
So I Feel You Radio Edit Payphone, Payphone. Great track. Check it out. Link will be in the YouTube. Subscribe, comment, thumbs up, all that jazz. Yeah, use those. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, alerts.
Yes, alerts.
Do you have any dates you want to push?
Oh, yeah. Fuck, when's this coming out? I don't know. I'm
All right,
doing...
Too late.
Just look on fahimanwar.com.
Yeah.
I'll be coming to your city probably.
Yeah.
If not, just, follow me on the internet and stuff.
Yeah.
Same with Aristotle.
Same with me.
All right, guys. See ya.
Bye, guys.
Peace.